Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go! Today's episode of Roll for Sandwich is sponsored by Gooey Cube and their new crowdfunding campaign for the Tomb of Gygax. The Tomb of Gygax is a new role-playing adventure that honors the late, great Gary Gygax, one of the creators of Dungeons & Dragons. Gooey Cube sent me one of their previous projects so you can see the level of detail that they put into their work. The Tomb of Gygax adventure features many nods to classic D&D and is being made as a partnership with Luke Gygax, Gary Gygax's son. The project is currently funding on Kickstarter, and you can find a link to that Kickstarter page in my bio. Gooey Cube even sent some Gooey Cube dice that we're going to use to roll for our sandwich today. As a special bonus for today's episode, Luke Gygax has promised to personally taste whatever sandwich the dice roll today in a follow-up video. All right, and without any further ado, let's roll for bread. 4, white bread. Today we're living dangerously with untoasted white bread. Let's roll for our main. 6, turkey. Turkey on white bread was definitely a frequent brown bag lunch that I took to school as a kid. Let's roll for some cheese. 5, fontina. Fontina is a mild and creamy cheese with Italian origins. Should fit really well with turkey. Though with this roll, we have left the realm of my childhood school lunches. I'm not complaining, we have a tasty sandwich so far. Hopefully we can keep this up. Next up, we're gonna roll for some roughage. 3, watermelon and 10, tomato. Longtime fans of the show will know I'm not the biggest watermelon fan, just not a huge fan of melon in general, but I'm always willing to give new combinations a try because you never know when you'll be surprised. Raw tomato is one of my favorite sandwich toppings. It's a great way to add a little moisture and acid to a sandwich. Definitely one of my go-tos when I actually get to pick. Let's hit it with a little wild magic. 18, au jus. French for with juice. Au jus, usually au jus, is the name we Americans use for this gravy made with beef drippings. I froze it in cubes for easy access. Warmed up, it's all thawed and ready for dipping. Last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 12, Kewpie mayo. Talk about a perfect roll. Kewpie mayo is a rich Japanese mayonnaise made with more egg yolks than typical mayonnaise, making it more savory. I feel like mayo goes perfectly with both turkey and raw tomato, so we lucked out. Let's get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it flicked in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. That looks pretty good. Well, really the only thing I'm worried about is the watermelon here. Definitely had many worse sandwiches than this. Looks like me and Luke both lucked out. Let's get an inaugural dip here, and let's give this bad boy a taste. That is really good. The rich mayo is perfect, and that combined with the salty au jus pulls it in a direction far away from the sweetness of the watermelon, which makes me really not mind the watermelon being there at all. I love a good raw tomato sandwich with just tomato, mayo, and white bread. And this is kind of checking that box while adding turkey and cheese. Structurally, it's a little messy, but I think I would still prefer it with soft white bread than toasted white bread. Well, we'll see if Luke shares my opinion or not, but I'm liking this sandwich. I'm actually going to go as far as to give this one an 8.9, and I'm going to call it Melon Canaan's Fantastic Sandwich. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Friday.